Ready? Okay. I call to order this organizational meeting of the Oberlin City School Board of Education. Please call the roll.
Oops. Mr. Stanley?
Yes.
Ms. Gatson?
Yes.
Ms. Garrett?
Yes.
Ms. Emeka?
Here.
Oh, oops.
I will entertain a.
No, we need to go into the budget hearing first.
Oh, sorry. Yep, so we have the tax, budget, and federal grant hearing, and then the organizational meeting will start.
Yes. Okay, so each year, we're required to pass a budget before January 15th for the following school year. So this is for the 2025-26 school year. And what this does is allows the auditor to set our tax rate, because we have to show need to the auditor that we feel that we're going to need the taxes that we have voted in. And that's what the tax budget is really for. And then we'll approve those rates at the April board meeting. Okay, so the budget has changed a little bit from last year because we have increased with the board deciding to do the COPS to fund the new elementary school. We will actually be paying that debt out of the general fund, not out of the debt fund. The money will still go into the building project fund, but the revenues that we take in from the county, we will use those to pay this debt instead of actually the levied money that we have to pay for the elementary building. So that increased from 18 million last year to 21 or 19 million, including the emergency levy, to $21 million this year. I did reduce federal grants because we're getting less federal grants now that all the COVID money isn't coming in. So overall, the total estimated revenue will be $58,715,115. Of that, we will have $33 million in expenditures, and with the building project funds and the general fund, we'll have at the end of 2026 approximately $25 million in change. Are there any questions? Would anybody from the public like to speak? If not, federal grants is the same. Like I said, the COVID money isn't any longer, so we are conservative and with our enrollment dropping, and that's how Title I is based, and that is how special ed money is based, is on our enrollments. So that's why those fundings will ultimately go down. Other than that, if anybody has any questions, I'm good. If not, Ms. President, you can start the organizational meeting.
Any questions? Comments? Okay, hearing none, I would then entertain a motion to adopt the agenda for the organizational meeting.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Are there any additions, deletions, questions, comments about the agenda? Okay. Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Stanley?
Here.
Ms. Gatson?
Yes.
Ms. Garrett?
Yes.
Ms. Emeka?
Yes. Okay, next we have nominations and elections for board president for 2025. So I will seek nominations. I guess is it a motion?
No, you're
it's
just
a
seeking
nomination. Okay,
nominations.
so I'll seek nominations for board president for the year 2025.
I nominate Farah Mecca.
And I second it.
And I third it.
Okay, so it's been properly nominated, seconded, and thirded, if that's a thing. Please call the roll.
Mr. Stanley?
Yes.
Ms. Gatson?
Yes.
Ms. Garrett?
Yes.
Ms. Emeka?
Yes. Okay, and next I will seek a nomination for the board vice president for 2025.
I nominate Ms. Stiegel. Mrs. Stiegel. Joanna.
Joanne Stagel.
Stay going.
Sorry.
That's
I'm sorry.
okay, we're learning.
Nominated.
Second.
Third.
All right. So once again, it's been properly nominated, seconded, and thirded, a new thing that we started here. Please call the roll.
Mr. Stanley?
Yes.
Ms. Gadsden?
Yes.
Ms. Garrett?
Yes.
Ms. Ameca?
Yes. Okay, awesome. So now we get to be sworn in. So I am here today so I can be sworn in, and then Joanne will be sworn in at the next
Board
in 2
meeting.
weeks, so, okay. So just say it?
Just read it.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's Joanne's. Should I stand or something?
Stand.
Okay, just make it,
I don't have a Bible for you to put your hand on.
oh, that's
so
okay.
If you want to
Get this
raise
outta
your
here.
hand, you can do that. You got it?
Yeah, I think I got it. Okay. Thank you. Okay. I, Farah Ameka, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and will perform faithfully the duties of the President of the Board of Education of the Oberlin City School District, Lorain County, Ohio, during my continuance in office.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Got it. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's better.
Awesome.
Okay, and next, we have the establishment of meeting dates, times, meetings to be held at the Oberlin Elementary School at 6 p.m. unless otherwise noted. So I would ask that all board members, please take a look closely. I know you probably have already, but here in the meeting as well, to see if you have any vacations coming up, any big family events, and if they conflict with the schedule. Or if there's any holidays traditional holidays that we have missed, please let us know so that we can correct the schedule. So, let's see.
Is it right now?
So what is,
Oh, Michael, when is the trip to Nevada in October? It's the middle? Okay.
May 27th is the day after Memorial Day, right? Yeah.
Possibly September 23rd, I may not be here. With
You
any
may
luck-
not be here?
With any luck, I will not be here.
Okay. So,
So I don't want to say yes, I just want to
Think about moving out with it.
September 23rd. Okay, but you said it's possible.
It's
Oh,
possible.
thank you.
It's a loose
Oh,
possibility.
So that's another good reason to change it.
In September.
Okay, so we have a holiday that falls in that period of time. And so we won't have people in the community who are able to attend the meeting. And they've actually asked us to be mindful of that. So I guess our option is either to move it's September 23rd. So you can't come on the 23rd. That's one reason. The other reason is that it's Rosh Hashanah. Do we want to move it up 1 week?
Oh, you have one on the 9th right now.
We have a
also.
work session?
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
gosh, well, we've done that. Or should
Yeah.
we move it to the 30th?
Sure, I'd love to have a meeting on my birthday. I
Yeah,
could
no.
celebrate it with you guys. No, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay,
Really,
work
it is.
knows no birthdays.
After
Sep-
21 doesn't matter.
You said what?
After 21 doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you don't even have
21st.
birthdays after that, right? Anybody have a conflict with the 30th? No? So can we move the September meeting to the 30th? So then that way we don't have, otherwise we would have a work session, and then the next week we would have a school board meeting.
Yeah.
That's kind of a lot. Okay, so we'll
Okay.
move the 23rd to the 30th, and hopefully that works better.
Yep.
Let's see, what's the other holiday is October 1st and 6th. Okay. I think we're good.
Yep.
All right, so, other than that, and then we only have 2 work sessions on here, which we will identify what they are addressing, but usually it's usually it's facilities, right? And then a review of kind of like how academics are going.
Mhm.
That's
That's
the
what we
main
have been
things
doing.
that we've
Yeah.
done. And we can we
Yes,
add a
you can
work
add,
session?
yes.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
if something comes up and we want to add a work session, we can do that during the course of the academic year, or at fiscal year. So, calendar year, I guess.
Calendar.
Okay, so, any other comments, questions, changes, thoughts? Okay, so I will ask, with that change, I would ask that we call the roll.
We'll ask for a motion first.
Oh, sorry, I need a motion.
Moved.
Wait, sorry, I need a motion to approve the schedule, the calendar that we just made.
Moved.
Second.
Okay, thanks. Now it's been properly moved and seconded. Please call the roll.
Mr. Stanley?
Yes.
Ms. Getson?
Yes.
Ms. Garrett?
Yes.
Ms. Ameca?
Yes, okay, that threw me off a bit. All right, so next we have appointment of board representatives to the following boards, committees, subcommittees, and organizations for 2025. So hopefully you've had a chance previously, if not previously, please take a look now to see what board committees you're assigned to and what strategic planning subcommittees you're assigned to. If you want to make a change, I would ask that you speak now or forever hold your peace. If you're happy with what you have, then we're going to keep it the same. The reason why I suggest that is because I like the committees and boards that I sit on, especially the town and gown, which is really cooking with grease now. So I want to kind of keep the ones. And then the policy one, I've gotten the hang of it, so I kind of like to continue to work there. But if anybody has strong feelings, you know, we're happy to have a conversation now and talk about doing some swapping.
Well, I noticed that I'm down here for Communication Committee, and I have never been informed that there was any committee work that was called for.
So that is something that happens. It really depends on who the person is that leads, because those are strategic planning subcommittees. So it depends on who leads the meeting and how often or frequently they feel we need to meet. Do you have?
Okay, so
I'm
I just need to wait until somebody lets me
Yes,
know?
we'll
Yes.
make sure.
Yep.
Mish-
Okay.
I'll remind
All
them
right, that's
today and
fine.
let them know that you're
Well,
on.
Okay.
one caveat, though, as
Yeah.
a somewhat experienced now board member, you can also find out who's the head of it and give them a poke.
Oh,
Because when
uh-huh.
I first got on the board, the town and gown committee didn't meet a whole lot,
Oh,
and now they do.
well, good job.
I can't take all the credit, but I definitely
Yeah.
did poke a couple
Well, I'm
people.
also on the Student and Family Support Committee.
And that's another one. Yeah,
Yep.
we're on that one together.
I never got a poke about that either.
That Matt this year having it, or? I don't
Huh?
know. 'Cause-
We met, there was like one meeting, they kind of happen at times that are not always convenient, but, and often it is on Zoom. It's a
Uh-huh.
good committee to be on.
Well, I don't mind
especially
being
for a
on it,
school
I just
teacher.
like to know when it happens.
Yeah.
We will make sure
Make
that
sure
you're
to-
notified.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
That's
you.
another
After this
one.
meeting, I'll send an update to the chairs too as well.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, that's perfect. So you're okay with your choices?
Yep,
Okay.
mhm.
Anybody else?
I'm fine with these.
Okay.
Me too.
Great, all right, so then we will stay, and Joanne already indicated that she was okay with either swapping with somebody if they wanted to, or staying with hers, so we'll all keep them the same. Okay, so, and for that, I'm actually appointing you to these different committees, so that was the appointment. Everybody decided to stay on their committees that they're on, so I'm appointing you to what you're already on. Okay, next, we have board items, so we need to approve the 2025-2026 tax budget. I'll just read this. The board is required to adopt a tax budget for the ensuing fiscal year for submission to Lorraine County Budget Commission on or before January 20th. The tax budget is part of the district's financial planning efforts and serves as the basis for the development of the annual appropriations resolution, which will be considered for adoption in the next fiscal year to become effective July 1st, 2025. Then B is approval to authorize the treasurer to request advance of property taxes for the Lorraine County Auditor weekly during calendar year 2025 as it becomes available and for the amount appropriate and due. C is approval to authorize the treasurer to invest all inactive funds, investments more than 12 months. D is resolution to dispense with the reading of minutes during the board meetings. E is the employment of the following legal counsel as needed for 2025. So Squire Patton Boggs, Dooley Gumbala, McLaughlin and Cora, Bricker Grayton, Walter Haverfield, Sumter Law, Pebble and Wagner, Scott Scriven, and Gingo and Bear. F is the approval of 2025 OSBA annual membership at $7,329. G is approval of the 2025 OSBA Legal Assistance Fund at $250. H is the approval of the petty cash accounts for 2025. Cafeteria, that's $100. Board of Education office, that's $200. Athletics, that's $1,500. And then I is approval to appoint Robert Reinhardt, treasurer, as designee for the purpose of public records training as required by Revised Code Section 149.43. So I would ask for a motion to approve items
A through I.
A through I.
So moved.
Second?
It's been properly moved and seconded. I've read what they all are. Any questions, comments, concerns? I just always like to have Dr. Hall, if you could kind of explain to the public and us again, remind us of why we have 8 law firms on our to-call or work with list, I guess.
We utilize different law firms for their expertise, from human resources concerns, special education concerns, utilize a different one for negotiations, Title IX cases, bond issues, finances, policies, we utilize one for. So they're all different areas ones that they have experience in. So all 8 of them we utilize in various different areas.
Okay, and then a question that I have is, do we have them on retainer? Like, do we have to pay a retainer to these firms, or is it just kind of pay as you go?
No, actually, last year, we only paid 3 of these companies.
Okay, so pay as
So
you
it's
go.
it's pay
Yes,
as you
pay
go.
as you go.
Okay, got it.
But they do, Squire and Boggs is what we use for facilities mostly, and bond counsel.
So, okay,
And then we use Gingo and Bear mainly for Title IX investigation, stuff like that. Pep and Wagner we use for special ed, 549s. Bricker we used to use for negotiations, but now we've moved to, who do we use now? Scott Stebbins. What is
For
Donna
Brickers?
with? Yeah.
Donna's with Pebbles and Wagner.
Peppers, Pepples and Wagner. So we have moved around, but,
okay,
and lawyers move around law
Yeah.
firms, so sometimes we like to keep, like Gingo used to be a part of Squire's patent. Now she
Okay.
has her own law firm.
So Emily Spivak we utilize for Gingo.
Yeah.
She moved from one firm to
Oh.
another, so Emily's,
Okay.
Or Emily, yeah.
yeah, she's presented to the board.
Yes,
More
yes.
than
mhm.
once, okay.
Yes.
Oh, darn, okay.
Okay, I have a
yeah.
question about that, too. So when the state legislators pass laws, like the bathroom bill that was just passed and signed into law by the governor, we have a law firm that looks into that and gives us advice about how to handle that stuff?
Yes. We usually contact them already, usually have a meeting with everyone and set up different presentations, how to handle it, different ways, avenues, that, different areas we can utilize to meet the law.
Okay.
And is there one particular law firm that helps us with that one?
9 times out of 10, we use Pebbles and Wagner and also Gingo and Bear for Emily.
Okay.
We utilize those
Those are the
2
main ones.
firms the most.
Okay. Any other questions about any of the items? Okay, hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Stanley?
Yes.
Ms. Gatson?
Yes.
Ms. Garrett?
Yes.
Ms. Ameca?
Yes. Before we adjourn, I did fail to raise one thing during the calendar, but I just want to clarify that we can add something if we want to. And when I first joined the board, we used to do a board retreat. It was
yes.
during it was on Zoom, it was in the summer, I think it was. I'm not sure if that's something that we want to do again this year, but, you know, if you've served on a board before, a retreat is kind of a time for the board members to come together and kind of reacclimate ourselves, talk about what some of the goals are for the rest of the year or the coming year. Check to make sure that we're following the right policies and procedures, get some training. It's just a good way to kind of come together and recalibrate.
I think it's a great idea.
Okay.
Now, when I was president of the OEA, we were invited to come to the board retreat too. Do you do that?
No.
It's an open meeting.
Open, it's a regular meeting,
It's an
yes.
open, it's a special session.
And we have, in the past, had OEA attend as well.
Okay. So, but was it like in July?
No, we don't meet in July,
It
so it's
was
like
usually
June.
the second week in August.
Second
And that-
week in
June, August, yeah,
August.
August. Mhm.
So it would be an extra
Yeah.
meeting. Okay, so we'll work with
Mhm.
Joanne
Or we
and-
could incorporate it into one of these special meetings and just make it a longer meeting also.
So when do
Like-
we have them? We have one in, March and one in September.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, we could talk about it.
Yeah.
But I just want to make sure that that's on the radar now. It looks like everybody's interested in it.
That's a
And
good
so
idea.
we will work
Yep.
to
Great
get
idea.
that scheduled in
Good.
a way that makes the most sense. Okay. All right, thanks for that, Joanne, for the reminder. Okay, so that's all that I had. So I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
It's been, there's not much discussion about adjournment. So it's been properly moved and seconded. Please call the roll.
Mr. Stanley, Ms.
Yes.
Gatson,
Yes.
Ms. Garrett,
Yes.
Ms. Emeka.
Yes, we are now
All right.
adjourned.
Thank you, guys.